The Polo Tee. An essential piece that every stylish man needs to have in their wardrobe. It can be dressed up, it can be dressed down. Heck, it is even worn for sports such as golf and tennis. A super versatile piece. A well-fitted polo tee is flattering on most body types, but I still see so many people wearing ill-fitted polo tees. And what it does is, it makes someone who's fit look unfit, and it makes a short person look even shorter. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about how a polo tee should properly fit. Let's go! First things first, the shoulders. Just like any t-shirt or dress shirt, the shoulder seam of the polo should rest nicely on the shoulder bone. Anything past the shoulder bone is going to be too big, and anything before it is going to be too small. It's going to restrict your movement and it's going to look a little awkward. No exceptions, because even a tailor will not be able to alter it. Next up, we have the collar fit. Just like the dress shirt, the collar is important, especially if you're someone who loves to fasten the top button. Ideally, you should only be able to insert 2 fingers comfortably into your collar when the top button is fastened. If you can insert more than 2 fingers, that's going to mean your collar is too big. Or if you're struggling to even put any fingers in there, that's going to mean your collar is too tight. Be sure to avoid that, because that's just going to suffocate your neck. One important thing to notice as well is where the placket ends. Most brands have the placket end above the armpits where it should be. Just keep this in mind and keep an eye out, especially when you're hunting for polo tees, because anything ending below the armpits is going to look very disproportionate and it looks very out of place. But if you're into that style, go for it. Alright, moving on with the sleeves. With the length of the sleeves, it should ideally end mid-bicep. Anything shorter than that is going to be feminine, and anything longer than that is going to make your arms look smaller. And I'm pretty sure no guy wants that. With the sleeve cuff, which is this area right here, it should hug as close to your arms as possible. In my opinion, having excess fabric around this area is going to create the illusion that you have puny arms, and it honestly looks very sloppy. So find a polo that hugs your arms nicely, because it really makes your arms look much bigger. Next up, we have the torso fit. Ideally, the polo tee should comfortably hug your body. No, I'm not saying it should be skin tight or having excess fabric jutting out. Anything more than 2 inches is going to be boxy. Ideally, a polo tee should have a gentle taper from the chest to the waist. With the length of the polo, it should ideally end between upper to mid crotch. Personally, for me, I like my polos ending closer to mid-crotch, because it gives you an option to leave it untucked in a casual setting or tucked in if I decide to dress it up. Use this as a guideline. Avoid anything that's longer than the lower crotch, because that's just going to make you look short. On the flip side, you want to avoid anything shorter than the upper crotch, because that's just going to expose your belly when you're trying to reach for something. Some classic polos have something called a tail, where the length at the back is longer than the front. Be sure to keep this in mind when you're out and about shopping for polo tees, because some people like it, some people don't. It's a matter of personal preference. Personally, I like my polos without the tail. But if you decide to get one with the tail, be sure that it's only 1 to 2 inches longer than the front, or you'll end up looking disproportionate. So that's it everyone, how a polo tee should properly fit. If you learned something new today, be sure to smash that like button, and don't forget to share this with a friend who loves wearing oversized or skin-tight polos. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe for weekly content, and I'll see you guys in the next video. As always, stay dapper.